everybody, it's Michelle, and today I've got for you a mat Pilates workout using a resistance loop. So something like this. Mine is a light tension. You're welcome to go as heavy as you would like. If you don't have one of these, you could take a regular TheraBand and tie it around your thighs to get it a good size and tie it in a circle. Okay, so that could be an option. We're going to do a nice quick workout. It's going to be a lot of lower body as well as a nice little plank series and some fun stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. So you're going to take your loop and place it around your thighs. So just step right into it and bring it so it's just barely above your kneecaps. All right, so you stand about hip width apart, enough that you have a slight bit of tension on your band. So that might be a little bit wider than your hips. Okay, we're just going to start nice and simple with some squats. So you're going to drop down into the bend of your knees and then stand. Lower and lift. Good, so just start kind of keying into your breath. If it helps you to think of inhaling through your nose and then exhaling out through your mouth, that's kind of a good breath pattern to stick to. Good. Now really feel your knees pressing out into the band slightly so you keep a good amount of tension throughout. All right, now we're going to drop into our squat and hold. Pulse your knees harder into the band one time, out and in, and then stand back up. Do that again. Drop, take the knees a little wider, and then back to parallel and stand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Lower, out, in, stand. Good, you guys. Working a little bit deeper into the squat the more we do. Good. Let's do this 3 more times. Try to keep your back nice and long and flat. Very good. Now, on your next one, get into your squat and stay, and we're just going to go continually out and in with the knees. Yeah, and it's okay if you roll kind of on the inner and outer edges of your feet just a little bit. So good. Now pause with your knees pressing out into the band and take 10 little pulses up and down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now pause in your squat and we're going to combine those 2 pulses together. So I'm going to pulse out on the band and down into my squat and release. So think down and out, up and in, down and out, up and in. Just a small little range. Now maybe speed it up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stand up tall. Whew. All right, now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to step into kind of a staggered stance. So one leg front, one leg back, about hip width apart. Okay, so as big of a stagger as your band will kind of allow you, your back heel is going to stay off of the mat. So drop into a bend of both knees and then stand back up tall. Now, this feels a little different with the band. We obviously have this resistance going front to back. So you may need to step your feet a little bit closer if you feel like you need to bend your knees a little bit more. Good. So what's fun here is this back quad has to really engage to push the back of the knee into the band and extend all the way. Good. Draw the abs up and in, back heel high. All right, now just like before, we're going to drop down into the squat. One knee this time. You're going to go out and in and then stand back up tall. Do that again. Drop into your squat. Just the back knee pushes side to side and then return. Good. 1, out 2, in 3, up 4. Drop, open, close, lift. So good, you guys. Couple more times. Try to keep your tall, lifted posture. All right. Next one, drop into your squat. Pause with your knee parallel, and we're just going to pulse up and down. Okay, just like when we were in our regular wide squat, we're going to combine these 2 pulses. So as I drop down into my pulse, I press out with my knee and release. Good. Down and out, up and in. Now start to speed it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 3, 2, 1, and then stand all the way up. Whew. Very good. All right, let's step your other foot forward. So stagger the legs, squeeze the back glute to really get the pelvis neutral. Okay, now your arms can be doing whatever is helpful. I'm kind of liking the hands to the chest. You could do hands on the hips or even reaching the arms. You decide. Good. Check in with the ribs. Make sure they're stacked right on top of the pelvis. Yeah. Now you might not be able to get your back knee as low as you normally could without the band, but just kind of find your zone. All right. Now drop into your squat and hold. Back knee is going to open and close, externally rotate, and stand up. 1, open, close, stand. Out, in. So good. So really isolating those lateral rotators on that working hip. Open, close. Good, you guys. 2 more. And then we're going to do our regular up and down pulses. Good. So drop into that lunge, hold in parallel, and pulse. 10, 9, 8. Good. Slow your breathing down. This is where that breathing in through the nose comes in handy to kind of bring us back to calm. Now, do both pulses at once. Down and open the knee, stand and release. Down, release. Good. So such small range. Up and down an inch or 2, out to the side an inch or 2. 3, 2, 1, and then stand up. Whew, very good. Okay, let's go ahead and come on to the end of your mat. So you have all of it out in front of you. Take a few little circles of your wrists. We're going to start coming down onto our hands now. All right, so stand to get just a little bit of tension on your loop. Roll your shoulders back, nod your chin, and we're going to articulate our spine and roll down over our legs. Okay, once you reach your maximum fold, take a few steps, maybe 3 or 4, until you're out in a full plank. Take an inhale to breathe here. Now take those same couple steps back towards your feet. Soften your knees a little bit, and then roll back up to standing. Good. So still having that feeling of gently pressing out into the band all throughout. Yeah, for me, 4 steps is kind of a sweet spot to get to my plank. You decide. Feel long as you inhale and hold, and then walk back to the feet. All right, you guys. The next time we walk down there, we're going to stay in our plank. You're welcome to place your knees on the mat if you feel like you need that. Okay, now pause here. All I want you to do is lightly tap your knees to the floor and then squeeze your thighs and lift them back up. Tap and lift. If this is feeling a little bit too challenging, start with your knees down and just straighten and bend one knee at a time. Okay. Whew, this is another one where the thighs really have to engage. Keep that side-to-side pressure on the band, especially when you bend your knees. Let's do 3 more. Tap, lift, 2, 1. Now pause with straight legs. Walk back towards your feet, and then roll up to standing. Very good. All right, we're going to keep adding some different variations in our planks. So let's walk ourselves down. Whew. Take yourself out to your plank. Very good. Now set both of your knees down on the mat. The hips are slightly open. I want you to slide one leg back, lift it up off of the floor, and then replace it back down. Other side, slide to lift, and then lower down. Yeah, so hopefully your knees are slightly behind your hips, which makes this more of a modified plank, as opposed to being more on all fours. Yeah, so the hips are extended. If you're having trouble, bring your knees closer under you. All right, you guys. Now let's do 2 more. Pause with one leg lifted and do a push-up. Send the chest forward to the mat, press back, and then replace the knee down. Do the other side. Lift, bend the elbows, even if it's a small bend. That is okay. Good, couple more times. Slide and lift, get the longest leg you can, bend and stretch, and then in. So good, you guys. Couple more. Reach, bend, press. Whew. Let's do 2 more. Whew. Good. Think of that back leg getting higher as you go down into your push-up. Good. Now pause with both knees on the mat. Extend them to come back into your plank, and then walk back to your feet. Whew. And roll up to standing. Very good. Okay, get your wrists ready. We're going back down there. So this is kind of our break in between by coming up to standing. All right, hang the arms, nod the chin. Okay, crawl out to your plank. Now last time we did leg reaches with our knees on the mat. Repeat that if you need to. Now we're gonna do leg lifts from our plank. So slightly more challenging, yes. The wider you set your feet down, the more tension that's gonna be on the band. That's it. Now try not to arch your back. Let it come all from the hips. 3 more. 2. 1, very good. Now this time, let's just set our knees down and sit back and take a little shell stretch. Whew, so good. All right, continuing on, come back to your plank. We're gonna add some rocks of our ankle. So we're gonna be holding this position a little longer. Come up into your plank. You're gonna lift one foot up. Now just rock back and forth on your bottom ankle and try to keep that tight pull on the band. Now, if you like, you can also flex and point that top foot just for a little more activity. 2, 1, set the foot down, go right away to the other side. Lift, start rocking on the heel. If you're having trouble, lift your hips up a little higher. It'll make it easier. Good, flex the foot if you like for 3, 2, 1, and then come down and relax. Whew. All right, good stuff. Okay, now, much trickier plank variation. We're gonna be going from a regular plank to a side plank. So if you're ready for that challenge, let's give it a try. So come on back down, step back to about hip width so your band is tight. All right, we're gonna start with a leg lift. Kick one leg up behind you. Now, I want you to roll your supporting heel to the floor, open to the side, and now my leg is out to the side rather than behind me, kind of like a star shape. Now just rotate back. My leg turns into a posterior position, and then I set the foot down. Let's do the other side. Kick my leg back. I rotate to the side, open like a star, turn back to the floor. My leg is behind me, and then replace. Good, a few more times. Now, the more you break this up, like going lower body first, then upper body first, lower body, that's easier. Whereas if you fan your whole body open at once, it's a lot more challenging. So you decide, try to arrive all at once. If you're up for some challenge, break it up if you need a little bit of support, okay? Let's do a few more. Good, getting to that side plank however is possible for you today. Yes, going in pieces or all at once. Whew. All right, you guys, let's do 2 more of these. So tricky, I know. And then we're gonna hold in our side plank for one last hurrah. So pause to the side and just pulse that top leg up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, almost fell over. 1, come back, replace the foot, and we'll do that one more time. Lift it, rotate it, hold your side plank, pulse, pulse, pulse. 3, 2, hand down, kick the leg back, and then come down to the mat. Oh, that was super challenging. Oh, awesome, you guys. Okay, give those wrists a little stretch. Feel free to kind of stretch them in both directions on the mat. All right, let's take the loop off of our legs and just finish with a quick stretch for our hips. So set your loop aside. Go ahead and just put the soles of your feet together. Knees out in kind of a butterfly position. grab your ankles, and then just drag the feet towards you and sit up as tall as you can. Good. Take an inhale. And then exhale, pull your body towards your legs. If you like, you can push your knees towards the floor with your elbows. And then just come back to sitting. Good. Do that again. Inhale to get tall. Exhale to round. All right, let's do that one more time. Tall spine and then round forward. Whew. All right, little deeper stretch for our hips. Now take one leg, lift it up, cross it over the opposite knee. So you're kind of wrapped up like a pretzel. Grab your front knee and just pull it in towards you and sit up as tall as you can. Yeah, now maybe kind of rock from side to side on your sitting bones to kind of ease into that stretch. Very good. Now take your opposite arm as the leg that you have crossed over. You're going to take the elbow across the knee to twist. The other arm goes behind you and you're going to rotate into this nice deep spiral. Good. Breathe into wherever it feels tight. Very good. And then face back to the front. Whew. And we'll do the other side. So cross the new leg over, foot to the floor, grab the knee and pull it towards your ribs. Good, and then just take that little rock and you should kind of feel those glutes, those deep hip muscles opening up a little bit. Good, now we take the opposite arm, reach the elbow across, hand goes behind, sit up and twist to look behind you. Good. Use your breath to let go of any tension you don't need. Whew. And with that, we are done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's resistance loop mat workout. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if you have any feedback or requests for future videos. Turn on your notifications, and I'd be so grateful if you shared this video with a friend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.